Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mystery Red Reads. I am your host, Mystery Red, and this is my disclaimer. This beta read and conquer is at the author's request. This video is for learning purposes. Today we're looking at a piece of original fiction, and we are going to be back with Crystal Committee. They have asked me to sections 1 and 2. We're going to be on chapter 18 of Infinite Shades. Sections 1 and 2 is a good place to break a video into. So we'll probably try to read through 1 and 2 as much as we can get done in 30 minutes. And, oops, let me set my timer for 30 minutes. Forgive me, I do not know what is, let's see. And then it says sections 3, 4, and 5 need to be done together. So I have to find, nope, this is not the right document. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm getting ready to do 3 reads this morning. 1 is private and 2 are public. And with that said, if you're new here, hi, welcome. Come on in. I have a playlist for all authors that I do multiple reads for, except for those that are private. Apparently, when you mark it private and you put it in a playlist, it makes it public. So we don't want that. And I'm not completely YouTube savvy, so I don't know how to not do that. To make it not be public and still put it in a nice little playlist for my authors. If you are lingering and you're kind of wondering if you want a read done, I do read first chapters for free, and I do private reads and public reads, so don't be afraid. Jump on in here. I'm really kind, and we'll get started. All right, so chapter 18, we're on section 1, and we're going to do... if we're not done with the 30 minutes, we're going to stop at the end of section 2 so that we hope 3, 4, and 5 fit together in a separate video per Crystal Committee's request. So here we go. I'm going to start my little timer. The hospital doors slide open, releasing a gust of sterile air. Early morning quiet stretches across the lobby, the kind of stillness that only exists before the day fully wakes. Sam keeps her head down, face turned away. She knows where the cameras are. She moves through the lobby in a straight line to the elevator without slowing. Smart. Minimize attention now to avoid bigger problems later. The walls have ears. Last time you ignored the cameras, things didn't end well, remember? She steps inside, leans against the wall, and punches the button. The weight of her badge drags against her waistband, the holster clipped just beneath her blazer. The hum of machinery fills the silence as the elevator ascends. I like this visual. Really nice opening here. Good job. When the doors open, she moves down the hallway, scanning the plaques beside each entrance. As she nears her destination, she exhales, bracing herself before stepping inside. What are you so afraid of? You've had this all plotted out since you saw Amanda's records. You know, the ones she tried to hide. With some adjustments after her pseudo-confession, can you do me a favor and keep the cacophony of voices to a minimum as we do this? The waiting room is empty, stacks of outdated magazines on the table. A distant murmur drifts from deeper inside the office. A potted plant in the corner is clinging to life, its leaves yellowed and curling at the edges. Poor thing, been fighting too long with no one to care for it. And before you ask, it's not like Amanda strength, but now I know enough to empathize. Amanda's strength? I'm thinking it's supposed to be Amanda's strength. I'm going to recommend it. If I didn't know if we were like hyphenating Amanda's strength, that would have made sense, but I think it's supposed to be Amanda's strength. We're just missing an S. That's all it is. Although it's funny, like when I accept the recommendation, the whole block out makes it look a lot worse than it is. Like when their version of a markup looks really dramatic compared to what mine does when I just type in the little S. I should make sure I'm in suggesting so I don't mess anything up. Let's see, where's my little... Oh, here we go. Yep, I'm in suggesting. We're good. Per our agreement for goggling for us, we understand more than you may of what that is. Goggling? Goggling? Do we mean Googling? Do we mean Googling? I want to enter like the little Tweety birds above my head where I'm not really sure. Googling? Ogling? I'm not really sure. Okay, we're going to keep going. We are in agreement with your request, as we have many debates going on ourselves. As our part of the negotiations, we are keeping that compartmentalized with our collective until a revelation is conducive to our symbiotic relationship. Oh, we're calling it symbiotic now. Don't get me wrong, I'm liking it. Definitely a step in the right direction. The majority of us agree. We found many flaws in the recounting of the history that we were directly involved in. We are comparing those now and discussing how best to provide this information to you, and in what manner. Okay, don't let me interrupt, but don't go totally silent. That's just as distracting and makes us all as curious. Makes me all curious. And you know what happens when I get that way. Okay, so when I was reading this one, I started to think about the second comma. This might be a long sentence. It kept going. We had a third comma, which is usually a flag for me to be like, we probably should break this up somewhere. And then we had more. So I would look at this one and consider trying to break it into 2 sentences. And that's just going to be my recommendation. Oops. Suggest breaking into 2 sentences. That's it. And we're just going to keep going. We do, and that is much of our doing. Behind the desk, the receptionist looks up, dark brows lifting in surprise, hand hesitating over the keyboard before recognition sets in. Miss Clemens? Her eyes drop to the badge on Sam's waistband. Or is that agent now? I'm going to pause myself. I like this a lot. Very, very nice. What realistic reactions, like behaviors, movements, very nice. I have a perfect visual of this. I don't know what this chick looks like, but I can totally visualize this scene playing out and just put whoever I want in there. Whatever the secretary, her actual physical appearance doesn't matter, but dark brows lifting in surprise. So I gathered a brunette from that. That's what came to mind when I read dark brows, and I can see that she's pausing as like she knows that she knows this person that's in front of her, and then suddenly recognition hits her. Yes, I do know her. And then she asks, beautiful, very, very nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm with the FBI. It still feels strange saying it out loud, but damn, it feels good too. She snorts, folding her arms over her lavender scrubs, a color that complements her deep brown skin. There's an authority in the way she holds herself, the kind that comes from years of running the place, whether the doctors admit it or not. She's a broad woman, sturdy in a way that speaks of both strength and warmth, the kind of presence that makes people stand a little straighter when she enters a room. Her gaze moves between Sam's face and the badge. Good to see you followed your dreams. This official business? No, Rita, all personal. I tried calling Dr. Rayburn's office yesterday, was told he retired. Someone else took over his patients. I figured you'd know how to reach him. Oh, I assumed you'd heard. Her voice dips, sadness threading through it. The drunk driver? Yeah, I did. Just want to check in and say hello. Even if he doesn't recognize me. I owe him that much. Do you know where he's staying? He's at the assisted living on Blackburn, right by where you and... shoot, I forgot your friend's name. She braces for Rita's reaction. Amanda. Wait. What? Okay. Okay. So I couldn't, reading she braces for Rita's reaction, I was like, wait, she's bracing for Rita's reaction to what? But so it kind of feels like it's premature here. But then she's bracing because she's expecting to tell her the name and for Rita to kind of have whatever response Rita's going to have. So now I get it, but it took me a second, and I did give pause. So I'm not really sure what to recommend there. I get it now, and it's technically it's correct. My brain, if I was reading it silently, I might have been fine. I'm not sure, but you have how I totally tripped up and why. So there's that food for thought. Let's keep going, and I'm just going to say musings and video to kind of mark the spot for you to do whatever it is you want to do with it, if anything at all, just so that you can kind of see the spot where I totally tripped up. Yeah. Okay. We're going to read it again, and we're going to keep going. She braces for Rita's reaction. Amanda, her survival meant yours too. Don't forget that, or our agreement. I'm going to pause for a second. All right. I think what will totally make this work right here, this part right here, is if we put the committee's little opinion in a separate line. Because the next thing that, now that I think it all the way through, when I saw this, I started trying to reconcile it with this. And so I was trying to put too many things together. So if we put this down here, I think my brain would have thought this is a different party, okay? But here I knew it's Sam, okay? So we have Rita, Sam, committee. And I think that'll solve the problem. Yeah, okay. All right, we're going to keep going. That's right, nice gal. Rita adjusts the stack of folders on her desk. Where you did physical therapy together. Okay, so Rita didn't really have a reaction. She just started fooling with folders on her desk. I mean, I like the action of what she's doing, but when I read she's bracing for Rita's reaction, I expected something other than, that's right, nice gal. And then we just keep going like nothing happened. But I kind of expected something to happen based on this. I'm going to just mark musings in video so you're in the right area for whatever it is that I'm rambling about. All right, we're going to keep going. You know the place. Visiting hours still the same? Family only? Yes, but you're a special case. Got the number somewhere. I can call, let them know you're good to visit. Sam pulls out her phone. That'd be great. Can you get it now? Of course. Rita's fingers move over the keyboard, typing in her login. Sam watches. Oh, I think we need a comma. It's suggesting one as well. See, look how dramatic that looks when all I'm doing is adding a comma. Whatever. We're going to keep going. Sam watches, noting the keystrokes. Rita pulls up the directory, jots the number on a card, and taps it against the counter before sliding it over. Thanks. Sam pretends to enter the number, watching the progress bar crawling along the bottom of her screen. She exhales, irritation bubbling as the process drags. She flips the phone onto the counter. While I'm here, think you could pull something for me? Sam, save me the runaround with records. Sure, if I can. Security's been a nightmare. Passwords, usernames, 10-digit codes for this, 5 for that. Have to do it twice just to open my appointment book. And Jesus help me if I look away for a minute. Makes you start from scratch, she chuckles. Technology's supposed to make life easier. Rita grins. But it does the opposite. So, hun, what do you need? I would almost put this thought right here, then have Rita grin, and then have this second thought. It's just something to think about. I think it would have read nicer. Let's just taste it and see if we like it. I'm going to go back one line and then come forward reading it with my suggestion. Makes you start from scratch, she chuckles. Technology's supposed to make life easier. But it does the opposite. Rita grins. So, hun, what do you need? A referral, not for me, for Amanda. She tries to hide the pain. What pain? Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. Musings in video. Sam shakes her head, exhaling. Hurts to see her suffering. Even when she pushes me away, I can't just stand by. No harm in that. I have an observation I'm going to note because it's distracting my brain, and I'm going to acknowledge it, even though I'm sure the Crystal Committee is fully aware. But I'm going to acknowledge it because if I don't, my brain's going to stay hung up on it, and I'm going to start tripping over every line. Okay, so we have one type of font here, Arial, and then I think we are in Times New Roman here, I'm pretty sure. Or, yeah, right there, we are. So I'm just going to point out you do have mixed fonts in your draft. But it is draft, so, we're going to keep going. No harm in that. Awesome. I want to check out a few others. Someone who actually understands her condition. The doctor she's seeing, let's just say he's no Dr. Rayburn. Few are, my opinion. Would take 20 of those young pups to make one of him. Rita settles to her chair. Remind me of her last name, birth date, if you have it. I think this is supposed to be if. It's recommending is, and I don't agree with that either. So I'm going to put in my little if. There we go. We'll keep going. Severin, no middle initial. And Sam frowns like she's struggling. May 20th, and God's help me if I overage her. She's 37, I think. What year would that be? I got it. Address and phone still the same? Yeah, got her social if that helps. You're authorized. I can tell you whatever you need. Section 2. Really? When did that happen? Rita scrolls through the page, lips pressing tight. Looks like a few weeks ago. You had no clue? No. Did she allow that? Yes. Well, okay. Unexpected. Rita stills for half a second, just long enough for Sam to clock it. That wasn't just a shift. That was hesitation. Her heart sinks. Stay calm. You can fall apart later. Oh, because bottling up emotions always works out well for us. You pointed that out. Emotion is data. Control it or it controls you. Could be a few things, but Rita lets the words hang a beat too long. Might be best if you see for yourself. I don't do medical records. Gibberish to me. Not that I recall. Come on, sugar, head on in. Rita twists the lock and nudges the entrance open like she's done it 1,000 times before. She hasn't mentioned any of this to you? I mean, she's been all cryptic about her health, but something was going on. I would put in here, but I knew something was going on. I'm just going to suggest that. We're going to keep going. Take a seat. I'll give you a few minutes. Need to clear up some things in the other room. Rita pushes up with a low grunt, the chair giving a creak of relief as she stands. She tugs her scrub top back into place, adjusting the shoulders with a practiced roll before nodding toward the door. Dr. Batier should be in any time now. Nice young man. If you have questions, he should be able to answer them. Okay. Sam takes the offered seat and looks at the computer. Oh, this can't be good, from what she's emoting. Just holler if it asks for the password. Rita's hand grazes the locket at her neck, a quick, familiar motion before she tucks it beneath her collar. She gives Sam a comforting pat on the shoulder before heading out. Sam waits until she's around the corner, then pushes the keyboard away. She pulls a magnetic strip off the back of her cell phone, slaps it to the exterior of the computer case, and leans her phone against it. Hitting a button, a holographic keypad appears. She makes a couple of keystrokes on the rendered image, and a text editor opens on Rita's computer screen. She smiles, shrinks it down to where only 2 lines are visible, and enters strings of code. Her eyes target certain words and phrases in a specific order with Amanda's records while typing something different. She refreshes the screen, noting that while the information is similar, it has changed. Adding more lines in the text exterior, she only touches the Enter key and the refresh button on Rita's keyboard. After a third cycle, Sam keys in the final sequence. The rendered input fades, the window closes, and the document vanishes unsaved. She peels the strip. It leaves behind a sticky film, like snot from a bad sneeze, the clear, stretchy kind that won't break, stringing between the strip and the tower until it dries and crusts over. She stuffs her phone into her pocket, lets out a long breath. It's okay to let these come through. I need the physical reaction for the eyes watching. She draws on the feelings when she's gotten word about being paralyzed. The weight in her chest presses deep, creeping up her throat. She clenches her hands together, pressing them into her lap, but it's no use. Her vision blurs, a tear slipping free before she can stop it. She sniffles and wipes it away, pulling herself into composure. Everybody hurts sometimes. The sound of the song from REM echoes in her mind. Rita reappears. You okay, hun? Thanks for the relation there. Subtle but true. Yeah, I will be. Sam stifles a whimper, frees the chair, and pushes through the door to the other side. It wasn't what I was expecting, but thanks for letting me see it. Hard news. If you need something, you let me know, all right? No. Well, maybe. Sam leans to the counter. I can't believe she hid this from me, but those references, not my area of specialty, but I could ask around, gather a few for you that might, if you want. I could email them to you. Okay, so at this point I'm pausing because my brain is going, well, what did she find? I mean, I see that she's kind of like scanned this image off. She's kind of like siphoned. I'm guessing she's transferred this information to her phone or made a copy to her phone is what I'm kind of getting off of what she did here. But it doesn't tell us what it said that upset Sam, except that maybe Sam just... Why is everyone messaging me? Everyone just messaging me. These are not even from all one person. It's like multiple people. Okay. Everybody's just like, okay. Oh my goodness. I gotta not be distracted. They're distracting me. I'm gonna take a second to deal with them. Okay. My child is messaging me that she wants to come home. And so not. No, child, you are not coming home. You are going to stay at school. So sorry. We'll reevaluate later, but you are not unwell. You can be at school. Okay. So let me back up here. All right. So hard news. If you need something, let me know. All right. No. Well, maybe. Sam leans to the counter. I can't believe she hid this from me with those references. Not my area of specialty, but I could ask around, gather a few for you that might, If you want, I could email them to you. And the award for most avoidant behavior goes to you. Yeah, that'd be great. Sam reaches for a pen and clipboard. She flips the paper in it over and scribbles out an email address. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Chumbawamba by tub thumping. Apologies, was that too intrusive? She slides it to Rita. I need to be getting to work. Sam spins and makes her way out. She leans against the wall, lets out a relieving sigh, relieved sigh? Let's try it, relieved. Sam spins and makes her way out. She leans against the wall, lets out a relieved sigh, bends down, her hands on her knees, and takes in a few breaths. I prefer the jukebox over you just saying it with the barrage and library of quotes behind it. Okay. I think this is supposed to be relieved. Let's try it. Your intent is to play for the cameras with truth of emotion that cannot be faked. Yes, but not just the cameras. I may not be the only one who can do what I do, with or without you. Science is a pretty cool thing. With calculated movements, she pulls herself to a standing position and walks down the hallway toward the elevator. Okay, I guess we could say Sam because we're going to have she at the start of this other sentence. So let's say Sam. There we go. She glances to her watch, I'm going to say at her watch, and notes the time as the door opens. She rushes in, smashing the lobby button as if in a hurry to get out. Our research into what you provided, your physicality, your subconscious, has to make it real. You can fake it to say a normal, but not those with advanced study. I agree, and we're about to come face to face with one of those with the expertise. Thank you for the help in limited play acting. Okay, I kind of was going to trip over that, so I slowed down to read it. It didn't flow off the tongue. That's what I'm going to go with. I agree, and we're about to come face to face with one of those with the expertise. Thank you for the help in limited play acting. Okay. It could just be me. I'm just going to note that I tripped over it a little, or I didn't trip over it. I slowed down to mark the spot for you. I'm just going to say I'm using some video. Nothing is technically wrong with it, but it is a spot where I was slowed by the wording. And so I'm just going to note that for you to find it quickly and decide what you want to do with it, if anything at all. You are welcome. Let's see what you got, Sam whispers under her breath, preparing herself as the elevator descends. You are setting the stage for this encounter? Yes, cue the dramatic soundtrack. Because when those doors open, it can go a lot of ways. I didn't plot it out on purpose. You wish to be in the moment. And are we to assist you? Are we to assist you? Let me read it again. You wish to be in the moment. Are we to assist you? As you see fit. Section 3. Okay, so you asked me to stop at Section 1 and Group 3, 4, and 5 together. So we do have 8 minutes left, but I am going to stop per your request. So I'm not going to highlight Section 3. I'll highlight this opening line to mark my spot when I come back. And that will be it for this read. I'll see you guys next time on Mystery Red Reads.